Always remember my nose. Again.
Central London OSCE or London Hospital OSCE. You decide. Our Central London purpose-built NMC OSCE course and practice rooms include all of the equipment you need to practice for your NMC OSCE exam. You get the same expert team by your side, the same expertly prepared materials, and now a dedicated space built just for our international and return to practice nurses. And guess what? We've got an introductory special offer for when you book your NMC OSCE course at our website. Use company code LONDON to attend your 3-day Central London NMC OSCE course for an incredible $457.50. Learn more at www.oscenurses.com.
Very special episode kasi hindi lang isa, kundi dalawa ang ating guest today. Filipino nurses excel in the bedside. Pero, ang hindi natin alam, marami na rin tayong nurses na Pinoy who are in management. And yung iba, they really play a really critical role sa ins and outs ng hospital. And today, we will meet two of them who actually work as a team in one of the best performing hospitals in the UK for the past few years. All right, so without any further ado, I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Christine Tuason. So I've been in the UK for nearly 20 years na. And my first hospital, I've stayed there. Hindi na ako lumipat. So 20 years ako doon. So as Manong George said, umakyat ako into management within that 20 years. And I'm managing patient flow or bed management currently. And I'm one of the modern matrons, as they say in the UK.
I'm Hildy Tagsa from Tacloban. So to the Filo-Warinons, maupay nga adlaw ay yung atanan. Hospital since November of 2001. So medyo matagal-tagal na din. From the elderly care to the medical care. And I'm working with Christine in the patient flow management. So bago-bago pa ako dyan. But yeah.
Let's start with control room. We call it control room because it's the operational center of the trust.
Three different roles. So on a particular long day shift, let's say a long day shift, may dalawang staff yan. So if you go at an 8 o'clock shift, then you become the surgical bed manager. If you're the 9 o'clock, then you become the medical bed manager.
Kasi may iba nagsasabi, nandun lang kayo sa room, lagi lang kayo nandyan, di ba?
Yeah.
Yun yung mga, maririnig mong chismis, nandun lang kayo nakakulong, wala naman kayo sa bedside. Nakaupo. But to be honest, there's a lot that goes into it rather than just sitting down. So,
three different roles, and I want to emphasize on those roles, George, before I go to that. Kasi we're very, as I've mentioned to you before, senior kami lahat sa room na yon. So we're all sisters, we're all band 6, band 7, and band 8. Kailangan ko sabihin, 13 po na Filipino ang nasa control room. And we are only 24 in total. So if you imagine nyo, as in talaga kami ang 60% ng team na nagpapa-run ng room na yon. Without saying na hindi naman masyadong pinapataas ko ang ano natin. Pero nasanay lang kami, I think because marami na kaming experience sa ward kasi lahat galing kami sa mga specialist area. So lahat alam namin ang pasikot-sikot ng ospital, hindi lang yung sa front door, kundi rin sa back door. Katulad ni Hildy, she's on the ward. So she knows kung ano yung routine ng ward. Pag sinabi ng ward, ay hindi pa po na-discharge, wala pang TTA. Anong gagawin ni Hildy? She'll call the pharmacy. There's a patient that's waiting for a TTA. Pwede bang speed up this because I need a bed. And then sometimes I explain to them, you do realize that there are patients waiting in the front door lying on ambulances trolleys that I couldn't offload. It could be your relative. It could be someone that you know na can deteriorate behind the ambulance or inside the ambulance. Yun ang lagi kong sinasabi sa kanila. Kung nyari, marami silang discharges, tapos sabihin nila sa akin, Sister, I have so many discharges. I really can't do any beds. Minsan nga, they're borderline, to be honest, George, they're borderline being rude. Sabihin nila sa'yo, if you want the bed, sister, you can make it yourself. Imagine, sometimes I feel like, teka, parang wala nang respeto man lang na gano'n. I feel their stress. Alam ko, very stressful ang ward, and I've been there before. Pero ang lagi kong sinasabi sa kanila, isang kama lang naman ang gusto ko, hindi naman lahat ng 5 dinidischarge mo. Ngayon lang, isa lang. So I will even if it's a Filipino, I will speak to them in our own language, and I said, explain ko sa kanila na meron na akong 70 in A&E. Imagine mo, ang liit ng A&E natin, paano sila lahat magkakasya? Isang kama lang para sa lolo na naghihintay dun sa ambulansya. I try to make them see that it's not just your ward that is in the hospital. We have to work as a team. I know, nandito lang kami na nakaupo. I always mention that to them, and I always try to sweet talk them so that they could give us what we need. And it's a vice versa relationship sa kanila. And as I've said, so yun yung medyo technique namin eh. I think because alam mo naman ng mga Pilipino, meron tayong lambing. Malambing tayong magsalita. Kahit na minsan nagiging rude na sila. We don't take it personally sometimes. We try to just act professional. I think that's one of the good traits na nakita ng mga managers namin. That we're very approachable, and we're very patient, I think. Kahit na yung utak ko minsan gusto nang sumabog, but I try to keep calm. And everybody in that room, I can say, ganun sila. They can see na they have to keep calm in order to maintain their composure at magawa nila yung trabaho nila.
Guess with most of the team comprises yung medyo ma-experience na. We've been in the hospital for good 19, 18, 20 years, most of us. So, likod, harap, kung saan mang area ng hospital, we know it. And aside from lahat ng individual na nagko-compromise sa team na yan, aside from your experience, magagaling. Pilipinong magagaling. From the uniqueness, from yung kumbaga kahit ang gulong-gulo na ng mundo, tatawa pa rin tayo eh. Nandun pa rin yung at the end of the rainbow, there's a pot of gold. Pag medyo inis ka na, just go out. And kung medyo medyo feeling mo, you're feeling down, may isang kasamahan kang, kaya mo yan. So parang anytime you can call anyone. Because I'm new with the group, I don't feel na bago ka. So parang, you're a family. Yung mga bosses namin, you don't feel them as a boss kasi alam mong you can call them anytime.
There's no such thing as pathway. As na-mention nga ni Hildy, sa dami namin doon, lahat kami may kanya-kanyang specialist. Merong taga-theater, may recovery nurse, may AED nurse, may assessment unit nurse, may critical care nurses. So everybody could join us. I think the most important thing na I could say is you have to be a good communicator. Yun ang number 1 sa amin. Kailangan ma-express mo yung sarili mo ng mabuti para maintindihan ka ng mga tao sa kung anong gusto mo at kung anong ipinapaliwanag mo. I think that's the main role na kailangan mo kasi you talk every time, the whole 12 hours. It's all about communication. Yun ang unang-unang inaano namin doon. Kung marunong kang makipag-usap, then your job is gonna be okay. There's no problem. So there's no such thing as pathway. As long as you know yung background mo and you're a people person, I think, very approachable, then you can do the job.
Anything to add there, Ate Hildy?
Yeah, yung sa akin kasi parang kasi from an elderly care to a medical care, I joined them nung medyo I'm confident enough with communication per se, and then yung management. Kasi you're gonna be managing people, you're gonna be managing yung when you're doing a patient flow, yung mga beds. So yun lang, as yung kay sinabi na ni Tintin is, ang yung communication mo, you need to come, kung ano man ang ibig mong sabihin, you have to go with across. You need to learn how to listen as well. At saka kung yung confidence siguro na when you make a decision, you can stand sa decision mo. Pero kung sa pathway, iba-iba kami, parang iba-iba kaming galing, which is make it unique din kasi kanya-kanya ng strength, yung parang kung galing kami saan na iba-iba, naging strength na rin namin yan.
Explain dun sa control room, hindi lang kami bed manager, hindi lang kami patient flow, o hindi lang ako controller for the day. Meron kaming ibang roles doon that it's very important for the trust. We are also senior nurses who holds the bleep out of hours. Ibig sabihin nun, kami ang parang, lagi ko sinasabi to, para kami ang big sister ng buong ospital. So lahat pumupunta, lalo na sa gabi, lahat control room. Pag sinabi nila sa aming trust, where's the control room? Mapa doktor, mapa domestic, mapa porter. Kahit sino pupunta doon, they will ask for any advice. Yun ang parang part ng role ng we call it 555 because that's the bleep. Yun ang parang nare-recognize ng trust namin. When you say, I'm bleep 555, meaning you're one of the senior nurses who's very knowledgeable and experienced sa hospital. And then, they also look after yung mga staffing. Let's say there's staffing problems, staffing shortfalls. So, sila, iniikot nila every night, every morning before they hand over to the matrons. They make sure na yung staffing, it's appropriate for the whole hospital. Kumbaga, they make sure na they have enough and the ward is safe with the numbers of staff that's coming every morning. So that's one of the big responsibilities ng team namin. And also, one of the other thing as well, like particularly out of hours, George, it's because kami ang naiiwan eh. Kami parang nagiging boss ng hospital. The control room is like the center of everything. So, kung wari merong major incident, let's say there's a fire or there's a road traffic accident dahil malapit kami sa M1, ang trust namin is isang liko lang nandyan ka na from M1. You know, we are the silver command, meaning kami ang magsasabi, oh, you need to evacuate everything, you need to do this, you need to do that. Kaming nag-coordinate ng mga, let's say for fire services, we tell them, is it safe, not safe? There's a lot of responsibility within that role. And I think I can say na, you know, all of my Band 7s and the rest of the Band 8s are very experienced and knowledgeable within this set of skills. So I'm really proud to say na yung mga yon Filipino. The 7s and 8s who hold that bleep are all Filipino nurses.
Always remember,
Manong
Knows!
Manong knows best, put your worries to rest when staying in the United Kingdom. Manong knows best.